Campbell, bred by Taylor Foragear and competing for equestrian Victoria. Owned by Julie Campbell. Now move on to Christopher Wilkins at Remy. Third place, so first and third with his two rides. 78.4 for Remy Bodacious. And she's holding it for the girls in the highest placed mare for Matthew and Remy. Katrina Smith there, going into 16th, 71.4. As we now move on to Christopher Wilkinson, Oakbank Fuchsia Noir by First Love, owned by Julie Campbell, bred by Taylor Foragear and competing for equestrian Victoria. Heath Mont Echo, the dam sire of this lovely warm blood. Quite a duo, these two. Christopher, 40 years old, with the mare, Oakbank Fuchsia Noir, and joined by Leisha Salter and Brookside Espresso. Brookside Espresso is a warm blood, Springbank, the second, VH, Ampere, the dam sire, owned by, this horse is owned by Leisha herself, bred by Leisha, competing for equestrian Victoria. That's the horse on behind with less white on the face. Wouldn't be the biggest moving horse in front with Christopher, Oakbank Fuchsia Noir, but she's a super looking mare, and interestingly two mares this time, and a bigger moving mare on behind. In the trot work especially, you look at the air time that the horse in second gets over the horse in front. Well, coming down to the end of this, we've just got two left to go. In fact, no, we've got four left to go. Elliot Patterson will be back in following these two, as will Sydney Evans, and then Ebony Linford, Ebony and Isla Evans will be the last to go at 4:10.
MXK, change rein and length of the stride. A, proceeding medium walk.
And then coming up at 5 o'clock will be the PSI 7-year-old horses, the first round qualifier for the 7-year-olds.
Allowing the horse to lower and stretch the head and neck whilst maintaining contact.
And then tomorrow we start with the 5-year-old horse, first round, followed by the 4-year-old second round and presentation, 7-year-old horse second round and presentation, the Pony Champion of Champions, the winners of the 4, 5 and 6-year-olds. Then it's the 6-year-old first round, and then the Prix Saint-Georges Cup, the Intermediaire 1 freestyle. That will be at 6:50 tomorrow early evening.
Working trot rising, 20-metre circle, on crossing the centre line, develop sitting trot.
quite a little mare with Christopher, Oakbank Fuchsia Noir. He's quite a tall rider, having said that. And there you can just see the mare. She just sort of ran to the bridle a little bit for some support and got a little bit of twisting, and she's just a little bit weak. Well, this horse is a little bit more uphill in his way of going, but the canter, I wonder what the judges will say about the canter. What do you think about the canter? For me, at the moment, it's just looking a little bit stilted. Could do with a little bit more rhythm to his canter, a little bit more fluidity.
And by X, working trot.
It's getting better though as we speak.
Between M and C, working
Oh,
canter left.
that was my fault.
H-E-K, lengthen stride in canter. A, working canter, 20-metre circle. AFB, working canter.
She just is lacking a little bit of that uphill tendency, isn't she, at the moment? She looks a very nice type, and the rideability looks good. But it'd just be nice if occasionally she would just get a little bit higher in front. But she's a baby, she's 4.
Chris, you can hold up towards G. Second rider can hold near X. Come to a halt.
Well, Christopher Wilkinson, Oakbank Fuchsia Noir by First Love, Heathmont Echo, the Damsire Julie Campbell owns. And for Leisha Salter, Brookside Espresso, Springbank the second, VH is the Sir Ampere Damsire, owned by and bred by and ridden by Leisha Salter. Nice test for them as well. Be very interested to hear what they have to say about the canter. We won't have to wait for too long, so let's head down ringside.
Good afternoon, Christopher. In the trot, your horse has a natural way of going, a natural trot, but he needs to develop now, as he gets stronger, more impulsion. He was inclined to run, and he tended to flatten in the lengthening, and then he needed to be more straight and more uphill. So for the trot, 7-0. But in the walk, it was clear, a good walk, but he needed to be more active, 7-7 for the walk. In the canter, self-carriage was again the issue. Even at this level, they need to take a little more responsibility for carrying themselves. And he was, sometimes he needed to show a little more spring, a little more uphill, as I've said. So for the canter, 7-3. Submission because of the carrying, 7.1. And for general impression, 7.3. For Leisha, I think I pronounced it correctly. In the trot, it was regular, but again, he needs to